As you can see, the heads are installed. So the next step is to put on the lower intake manifold. And before that, you have to put on the lower intake manifold gaskets. So right here, you put a little bit of RTV black gasket maker, and you just put a little 1/4 inch bead or so right along the ridge. Here. This is where the lower intake manifold contacts the head, the engine block. I'm going to try and get it all the way up in there. And then you do it on the other side. I'm glad it flows as well as it does. If you don't get it in there well enough, I'm sure it's not going to be a good thing. Okay, so that's the RTV sealant on the intake manifold to block placements, and I've got a little bit too much right here, I think, anyway. Well, maybe not. It'll smush down. Manifold gaskets going on. On these things, there's these locating tabs or pins. This one right here goes in that hole there. So you got to make sure you get it on the correct direction and make sure that everything lines up. It's important whenever you're putting any part on that you make sure that it lines up, because even parts new from the store sometimes either got mixed up or something, and you certainly don't want that to happen with your vehicle. So you want to make sure that they're right. You should always check them to make sure they're right. Make sure that oozes down properly. Okay, so that's the lower intake manifold gaskets, and I guess the next thing is to put the push rods in. So I'll get that set up. I've got the push rods in order. The push rods are different lengths, the intake ones and the exhaust. Each intake is shorter than the exhaust push rods. So I'm going to put the first one in, and yeah, she slides right in like this. Nestles in here, goes on like that, and she's in. But I do want to make sure that I have some oil in there, so I'm going to pre-oil them. You can also put a moly based grease in here, and it would help if I had oil in here. You can kind of see that a little bit's coming out, and I would have preferred to use that, but I didn't have it at the time. So in the push rods, they're hollow, as you can see on this one, and it's designed to force oil up through the push rod and over to the rocker arm. Here's the underside of where it connects. Kind of cool that just the way it's designed that way. So you want to make sure they're oiled well. Alright, here's the next one for the exhaust. You want to make sure they're clean too. So I will put these in and show you the rest of it later, because I need to hurry.